Good morning from the office, folks. I am your host, BKP, North Georgia's only live online morning show, GMFTO. Hashtag GMFTO. Follow us on Twitter. If you go to fetchernews.com, good morning. First of all, we can't go any further without letting you know this show comes with a warning, folks. If you are out there, want you to know that we have no intention of shooting you. We have no intention of looking for anybody to shoot you. We will not do that here. It's not our interest. No, we're not interested in going out. Anything I say this morning will not imply in any way that we feel you should be shot. Not at all. We promise. We want to start with a warning. This is the National Rifles Association. Stand and fight. Now, Donald Trump encouraged people to stand and fight yesterday. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, Lonnie. I'm trying to find Lonnie this morning. Where's Lonnie? Does anybody know? I got a text here, but I can't find him nowhere.
I haven't seen him.
So he brings you in, he trains you for a week, and the next thing you know, we can't find him?
Sounds about right.
I seen that coming. I seen that coming a mile away. Yes, folks. Yes, I've been bragging on him for what, 2 years now? And all of a sudden, he's out. Cole is in, Lonnie's out. It's like the coach going to the mound. I had to take the ball from him. He kept saying, Coach, I can do one more. And I had to take the ball. NRA, stand and fight. Folks, I understand. Stand and fight. I understand, folks. I understand. Okay. Should we put this back up? This is dangerous. This could cause Hillary's campaign today to issue a statement of concern because the NRA is saying stand and fight. Fight. Them there's fighting words, you know. Okay, anyhow, that is what is important this morning. That's what's important this morning on all the national media. We'll go over that in a minute. Yesterday, first of all, Deborah Wasserman Schultz. I'm your host, BKP. I'm going to give you a couple things. At 8:30, we're going to have Robert Ferguson's going to be in here. Usually on Wednesdays, we have Carlene Ferguson, but Robert Ferguson's going to be with us this morning at 8:30. And Robert and I are going to be talking about men's health. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Men's health this morning at 8:30 with Robert Ferguson. Now, I've been following this for quite some time. I've been reading the articles on this, but I wanted to see a little more come out on this. And I think you know what I'm talking about here in a minute. On July 8th, 2016, 27-year-old Democrat staffer Seth Conrad Rich was murdered in Washington, D.C. The killer or killers took nothing from their victim, leaving behind his wallet, his watch, and phone. Nothing's missing. He's in an upscale, he's a DNC staffer, okay? Shortly after the killing, the social media were leading the way, saying that Rich was en route. This was after social media. I was reading this, okay? And I was wondering, let's see what happens. Let's see if what this develops into. Saying that Rich was en route to the FBI the morning of his murder, apparently intending to speak to special agents about ongoing court case, possibly involving Hillary Clinton. Now, Donald Trump makes a reference yesterday, and I watched MSNBC, Brzezinski, and she is in free fall. She's having a nervous breakdown over the fact that Trump could be president. There is suggesting ways to talk to your children about what Donald Trump said last night. We'll talk about that in the morning yesterday, about judges, Hillary Clinton, and the Second Amendment people. You Second Amendment people, okay, not one media, we'll give Fox a pass on that. They have commented on this and they've brought this up. But in 40 minutes this morning, not one time Morning Joe, Morning Joe was giving warnings to his Republican Party. Well, let me just let you know, Morning Joe, it's not Joe Scarborough, it's not your Republican Party, okay? Seth Rich's father, Joel, told reporters if it was a robbery, it failed because he still had his watch, he still had his money, he still had his credit cards, he still had his phone. It was a wasted effort, except we lost a life. That's all they were concerned about that morning. I watched the interview out there in, I think it's Omaha, Nebraska, or somewhere out there out west with the parents. I watched the interview, okay? On Tuesday, WikiLeaks offered $20,000 reward for information on the murder of DNC staffer Seth Rich. Now this, Julian Assange suggests on Tuesday that Seth Rich was a WikiLeaks informant. I watched this interview here with this guy. Julian Assange seems to suggest on Dutch television program that Seth Rich was a source for WikiLeaks exposed DNC emails and was murdered. Folks, Clinton, Deborah Wasserman Schultz, Seth is dead. 2 gunshot wounds. Didn't take anything, folks. They needed to get rid of Seth. Somebody needed Seth gone. Folks, this is not the RNC. For as critical as I have been in the past years that you have known me about the RNC, as critical as I have been about party loyalties and being loyal to the party and not the people that elect presidents and elect representatives and senators, as critical as I have been, you do realize none of these stories are surrounding the RNC. Do you realize the DNC leaked emails showed everything was rigged, so the media is making fun of Donald Trump saying that they are trying to rig something. No, it couldn't happen. We only have the proof. See, we've gotten to a state in this country where when you only have the proof, that's not good enough. I'm serious. All we have this morning, folks, is the proof. All we have is the proof of the emails. You have the 4 top. I have brought it up over and over. It is not on the news. This is what you are not hearing on the news. The 4 top DNC. The chair, Deborah Wasserman Schultz. The CEO, the CFO, and the head of communications all had to resign from the DNC. Seth is dead, folks. It's the kid. He's 27 years old. The quality of life, the meaning of life, the value of life, what have we come to? What have we come to where we put a 27-year-old kid that is shot, it's common sense. Nothing's missing off this kid. Now he's a DNC staffer. He's got a couple credit cards. He's making a little bit of money. Somebody could have stole that. He's got a wallet. He's probably walking around $150 maybe, right? $100 in his pocket. I mean, it's Washington, D.C. You got to have $100 in your pocket so you can get a $20 coffee, right? So, I mean, you know, his watch, his phone. Well, Lord, you could wipe this phone clean. Ask Hillary Clinton. She'll tell you how to wipe something clean. You can wipe this phone clean, right? And you can sell this on the internet, a couple $100. I'm just saying. But no, this morning, all the news cycles, CNN, MSNBC, they're just going, oh my God, how could Donald Trump talk about Supreme Court nominees and Hillary Clinton and say, well, maybe those Second Amendment people could do something. Oh, the insanity. Okay, so anyhow. So, Deborah, does it concern Hillary? She's evil. She's dark. Her heart is black, folks. Please. This woman is evil. They are all evil. Hillary Clinton backs Deborah Wasserman Schultz during a campaign stop. So Debbie and Hillary got together yesterday. You got that picture of Debbie and Debbie yesterday from yesterday. Can you get that up there? The one where we found Deborah. This is Deborah Wasserman Schultz. Hey, what is that? That wasn't very nice. Oh, I see the uncanny resemblance. I can understand now.
Oh, yeah.
The hair. It was the hair, wasn't it, that threw you off?
Yeah, it's the hair.
It was the hair. Cole, you're all right, man. Cole is a real trickster over there, right? So there's Debbie. Oh, you gotta love her. Look at her. She's absolutely beautiful. Evil. Evil comes in that package right there, ladies and gentlemen. So get her off the screen. I don't want to look at her any longer. Yeah. So Deborah Wasserman Schultz, she's down there campaigning in Florida. Optics doesn't matter to the Clintons. Now, we have so much to do this morning. But the guy's father, the guy that walks in, nightclub, kills 40-some in Orlando. It seems like it was just yesterday. He was killing people in Orlando. The father was saying the gays must go. I mean, all the above, right? So it was just yesterday that this guy is in the father. I had his picture. I forget his name. I forget the father's name. There he is. Radical Muslim dad rallies with Hillary. What is his name? How do you pronounce this guy's name? Let's see what his name is. The gay-hating, Taliban-supporting, pro-Mario mustache. That's pretty good. Sadiq Mateen. Sadiq Mateen, right? He's in the optics in the background. Now, folks, you need to understand, if you've ever been to one of these rallies, you can, first of all, keep in mind, they do not pan the audience of Hillary rallies for one reason. She can't get a crowd. It's all staged. Donald Trump is getting 15, 20,000, 12,000. If the room holds 500, he's getting 600. They're waiting outside. It doesn't matter, okay? Overflows everywhere he goes, all right? They can't pan the audience with Hillary Clinton because there's nobody to see. I mean, seriously. So they have to work hard. The campaign, let's get this straight. Don't let anybody fool you this morning. The campaign has to work hard on the optics. Optics is big. You get a cameraman, I mean, they call the NRA right on them. Those Second Amendment people, they'll have them all over them in a heartbeat. If one of the cameramen take a shot of an empty section of 50 seats or something, oh, that's your last day on the job. Optics is everything. This is all rehearsed, folks. Don't let anybody fool you. All rehearsed. So what I'm saying by this, you're not behind the candidate unless somebody in the campaign. Now, they brag that, Hillary's got 1,000 staffers. I'm serious. They brag that Hillary's got 900 staffers, Donald Trump has 100. Okay? They can't figure out how Donald Trump is running his campaign with 100 people and he's within striking distance. Oh, we're going to write that word down. We're going to have to write down words that we cannot use that can imply something that we could do. Striking distance that's something that could happen, okay? Donald Trump is within striking distance in the polls. I said it again, but we're going to let it slide, okay? And he's only got 100 people. She's got 900. Optics, folks. First of all, Sadiq Mateen is not behind her if somebody does not place him there, okay? Because this is how racist the Democrats are. They're going down there and they're looking, right? So you got some staffer and he's being told, look, 2 women, little easy. So every 10 people, check off 2 women, white males, let's keep it to a minimum. I'm not joking. You think I'm lying? Let's keep white males to a minimum. Let's look for a couple Latinos in the crowd if they come. Let's look for somebody, kindly, nicely Muslim. Sneak that in. If they say yes, let's get them back there. Let's get the old Arab look, everything. We're going to multicultural. We're going to look like we're the ones that believe in unity. So Mateen gets in the picture, orchestrated. Is the media start this morning anywhere? I want you to think about CNN, MSNBC, anywhere you've watched this morning that started with this story in the optics. And then go back and do the search of how much time they spent on David Duke in Louisiana. Now, here's what happens, okay? David Duke was it 25 years ago, now 30 years ago, okay? He is in the KKK, all right? They got pictures of him with his hood and everything. He's 30 years ago maybe? I don't know, okay? I'm not saying it's okay, but he's in there, all right, 30 years ago. So David Duke disavows the KKK. He's going through life. I think he becomes a Louisiana state representative. I'm not for sure. But he's climbing in the political we're all down there in Louisiana, and what happens is he decides he wants to run for Senate. I'll never forget the controversy of him running for Senate and the KKK. So every time David Duke says something, and he says a candidate or another politician's name, the media runs immediately with this 30-year-old story. Not Robert Byrd of West Virginia. Was he a grand wizard or something? Yeah, Robert Byrd, okay. Not Robert Byrd of West Virginia, okay. But every time David Duke's name gets mentioned, David Duke mentions a politician's name, there is a swarm of media on that politician saying, David Duke said he bumped into you in an airport. Do you disavow him? Do you disavow him? So they're all ready, right? So here you got this New Yorker, Donald Trump, all right? And David Duke says, oh, well, you know, I guess I kind of like Donald Trump, or I support Donald Trump, or something like that, right? So the media jumps on Donald Trump. David Duke today in Louisiana said he supported you. And you got this New Yorker, Donald Trump, going, who the hell's this David Duke? I mean, who the hell is this? Am I supposed to know this guy? Yeah, boss, he's over on 54th Street. You remember David, 54th Street David? Oh, is that who that is? Donald Trump's wondering, who the hell is David Duke? And then the next thing, the headlines, Trump pauses before disavowing David Duke. Pauses. It took too long. The next day, they counted it. They had a clock. Tick, 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 tick. See how long it took Donald Trump to disavow David Duke? But no, the Clinton's here. Mateen in the background. Optics don't get fooled, folks. The optics are there. Now, it's very important on the Huffington Post, Trump digs in. Threat is good for me, okay? He digs in. Joe Scarborough, get the political train wreck off the tracks before something terrible happens. Oh my God, get it off. Something terrible's going to happen. No, but they're playing this morning, thanks to Fox and some people on the internet have it up. They're playing this morning. Remember Hillary, she's in the fight of her life. Oh my God, there's another phrase. Could you keep up with the phrases we cannot say on this show due to the fact that it could imply something bad could happen? Okay, so Hillary's, where the hell is Lonnie? I mean, my God, I'll find him. Anyhow, don't answer that question. So Hillary's in the fight of her life, right? She's in the fight of her life, folks. And she's battling this black guy. What was the black guy's name? Oh, Obama, right? It was the black guy. It was Obama, right? That community organizer. Barack Obama's running for president, or the Democratic nominee. Hillary's running. It's supposed to be hers. You know, she's like, you know, could somebody shoot him? Oh my God, lock the doors. Here comes the CIA. Here comes her. That's what she said. Like, you never know, somebody could get shot. Yeah. I don't care, folks. We got to go there. Look, I remember, okay, thanks to my mother, remember, we've all seen the hotel there in California where Robert Kennedy comes off the stage. Robert Kennedy comes off the stage after giving a speech. He's going to go out the back of the kitchen of this hotel, and he gets shot. He gets assassinated in June in California, running for president of the United States. So at this time, all these people are going to Hillary Clinton, and they're saying, shouldn't you get out of the race? I mean, get out of Barack's way. I mean, why are you still in this? You know, she's the Bernie Sanders of this campaign at this time. Why are you continuing to keep your campaign going all the way into California? Now, pay attention. California's in June. Okay, one of the last ones. At this point in time, when they're asking Hillary Clinton these questions, it is possible, pretty much a done deal. Obama is the nominee. And the media is asking her, why are you still in the way? Remember, set this up, right? And he says, well, you know, my husband, you know, he clinched his nomination in June or something like that. But then she threw out, and then again, you know, June is the magic month. What's that supposed to mean, Mrs. Clinton? Well, June is the month in California where, Robert Kennedy got assassinated. Just saying. I mean, what if Barack's in California in June and I bail out? I mean, I just saying. I mean, you got to think about it, right? Folks, the media is letting all that go. All that go. They're not telling you that Hillary Clinton called for the now President of the United States to be shot. They are bringing that the CIA, you got to understand, if anything is said, the CIA has to be notified, okay? If anything is said or any complaint is made. So what happens is immediately, every time in the campaign, immediately, the CIA comes up with who sent you got a new background? Who sent that? Okay.
It's Engelheim didn't.
All right. Anyhow, anytime the campaign has a concern, they let the CIA know, folks. So yesterday, the DNC, Hillary's campaign immediately floated to the CIA that this concerned the candidate, and they have to put it down in the Journal. They got to book it. Hey, CIA is writing down that they're concerned. Anyhow, that's all we got this morning. Is Scarborough get the political train wreck off the tracks, folks? Let me say something really quick here before I go to my first break. I got a couple other things I got to do. My first break. You know what? I'm watching this morning, and they're trying to figure out how to explain this to their children. This is how whacked these people are. They're whacked. They are so far whacked out in left field, and it is out there. They are out there. You are. I don't think you know exactly what you're in the middle of with these people. The attack on Donald Trump, okay? Maybe these Second Amendment people could do something. Folks, you got to stop Hillary Clinton for the Supreme Court, okay? And the Second Amendment, they're going to take your guns. You got to stop them. They are going to do that. Hillary Clinton will do that. Let me get past that. They're on Morning Joe, and they're discussing how to talk to the children. And one guy says, Joe says to the guy, what do you say to your kids? He says, you got to pull your kids in and just set them down and explain to them that, that this is not right. They're concerned. So let me tell you what you got to do this morning in America. All these liberal whack jobs are concerned, okay? Little Billy, we have something to talk about. It's very touchy subject, but I knew this day would come, Little Billy. So put the controller down to that video game that you have been playing for the last 14 hours. Put it down. Walk away from the TV. I don't care if you only have 14 more kills to set a record on that combat mortal something, kill everybody you can find. I don't care, Little Billy, if you steal 3 more cars and actually shoot a cop on that video you're playing. I don't care if that gets you a gold star in stealing cars. I don't care, Little Billy. So you put that video game down. Little Susie, we have to have a family meeting. You need to take those headphones off. Pull those earbuds out and take those headphones off. Now, I know Daddy told you that you can only buy the edited music off the store. You can't get the real stuff. So I know your headphones are not playing F this, F that. It's some kind of whacked out screaming with 20,000 sluts, hoes, and bitches. I know that's not playing in your earphones, okay, Little Susie? So Little Susie, you need to come here, put down the hoes, bitches, and slaps, pimp slaps, okay? And Little Billy, you need to put down the video game of killing everybody and stealing cars. We have to have a family meeting. I knew this day was coming, kids. It's the NRA. I didn't want to tell you. It's the National Rifle Association. They believe in your Second Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. And they believe in your right to bear arms. I did not think I was going to have to talk to you this soon. But after what Donald Trump said yesterday about those Second Amendment people possibly being able to stop Hillary, our concerns are so high, we must talk. You think I'm joking? You think I'm joking? You take what I just said and you play it for people and say, really? Oh, go look at what's happening in the real world on the damn school bus this morning. Okay? You got headphones on, you got bitches, hoes, and pimp slapping, and you got video games where people are killing people on video games, but we got to worry about those Second Amendment people. Got to remember that. We got to be careful on this show. I mean, we can't just go throwing around hoes, bitches, and pimp slapping. What am I supposed to do? I don't know. Cole, am I wrong here? Just say, you could say it. I mean, am I off the tracks? Joe Scarborough says we're going to have to get this. Joe said this morning, okay? Joe said, let me repeat that. Scarborough said, get the political train wreck off the track before something terrible happens. Am I possibly causing something terrible to happen? I mean, just tell me. I can take it.
You're right on point.
I'm on point.
Yeah, dude.
Did you hear that, folks? Just saying. Just saying, folks. Okay, one more thing. We got 4 minutes. We're going to talk about men's health here in just a couple minutes. Where we do not, warning, we do not advocate hose, bitches, and pimp slapping on this show. We do not advocate that. We do not advocate video games for 12-year-old little boys that depict killing, murdering cops, and stealing cars. We do not advocate that here on the show, so that is the warning. All right, one more thing, Judicial Watch. Oh my God, it's pesky Judicial Watch, okay? The FBI is a disgrace. I'm serious. I thought I would never say, and it's just not, it's just not, what's his name? Who was the head of the FBI for years? It's just not, what was his name? J. Edgar Hoover, wearing panties. Okay, yeah, stockings and high heels. I mean, if you think of the FBI being a disgrace, you're thinking of J. Edgar Hoover wearing stockings and high heels. Folks, Comey is a total disgrace to the FBI. I'm sorry, folks. Judicial Watch. The FBI, she has told, you will go to prison for this. Perjury. You will go to prison. Okay? You cannot lie to the FBI. If the FBI sits down and starts talking to you and you lie to them, you go to prison, not Hillary Clinton. Judicial Watch today released 296 pages. This is August 9th, 2016. Oh, Uma Abedin. Uma Abedin's emails show Clinton Foundation donor demands on State Department. Uma Abedin, Iranian, State Department, Clinton Foundation. Judicial Watch today released 296 pages of State Department records, of which 44 emails exchanged were not previously turned over to the State Department, bringing the known total to date to 171 new emails, not part of the 55,000 pages of emails that Clinton turned over to State Department. These records further appear to contradict statements by Hillary Clinton that as far as she knew, until that staffer got killed just the other day, right? As far as she knew, all of her government emails were turned over to the State Department. Folks, lies, emails to the State Department, using your State Department to further their personal checkbooks. You got a 27-year-old kid. Now, let me tell you why that bothers me. You know what? I watched the interview with these parents. All right? And I'm going to go to break on this one more time. Okay? On July 8th, 2016, 27-year-old Democrat staffer Seth Conrad Rich. I got a 28-year-old child. I got a 32-year-old child. You have kids out there. 27-year-old kid. That's a kid in my book, okay? Is dead. What is the value of life? Was murdered in Washington, D.C. The killer or killers took nothing. They did not take his watch, his wallet, his phone. Nothing's missing at all. a DNC staffer. Julian Assange of WikiLeaks claims it's possible the DNC had something to do with it. Just saying. I'm your host, BKP. It's 8:30. We got a lot more to do. George will be in here at 9. We come back from break. We're gonna talk about men's health here for a couple minutes with Robert Ferguson. We're gonna get him in here, talk about men's health, and see if he tells us something about Carlene. We've been wanting him to tell us something about Carlene, so we'll put him on the spot. But she could not be here. We'll be back after these brief messages. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Take us a break.